All right. I'll just start with the overview. Obviously, first opportunity for our group to come together for the 2025 season. I thought there's obviously some good, some bad, some lessons along the way, which is all to be expected for this group as we continue to build this thing each and every day. On the medical side, Will Clapp, Trevor Penning obviously came out of the game. We'll see how those guys go. Bub came out, and then Mason Pline there. So we'll see how those guys go. We'll get a report back as we go. But great lessons for our guys. I think this will be an awesome first step, and we'll keep building.
What would you make of from those injuries that was significant? I know the card came out.
Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Obviously, some guys will go through some testing and get some clarity as we go. But we'll see how.
What would you make of the quarterback performance that you saw today?
Yeah, I think for all three, there's going to be some good moments. There's going to be some moments we want to have back. We get to learn from those, get better this week. I thought Spence did some good stuff coming out of there, using his feet in some situations where he had some avoided zone areas. He's able to make some plays out of it. Probably for us, just playing some situational football, we were close on getting in the range for some points, and we just weren't able to get those things done. Tyler played a little bit more just between the second and third quarter. Great 2-minute drive right before the half. I thought he did some really good things there. He felt under control. I thought he managed the situations really, really well. You throw a pick, you got to respond. And obviously no one wants to throw an interception. The way he responded was really, really good. For him to come back and handle that, from an emotional standpoint really well, I thought that was awesome. And then he made a big play to tip there. And, Jake, just the way it played out, Jake only had those last two drives. He hopped in there, obviously, unfortunately. He had us moving, and then, unfortunately, the pick again. So, a big lesson for us is just we got to protect the football.
When it comes to Tyler, is that the stuff you were talking about, learning from your mistakes and just flushing him and getting back out there in the field and having those type of big plays?
No doubt. We don't want to create turnovers. We want to avoid those as best we can. But the way these guys respond is really, really critical to us because that's what's going to happen in this league as you go through these seasons. And so, I thought he did a great job. We'll learn from the interception. We'll learn from that one. We'll grow. But his response was really valuable.
Was the plan always for Tyler Shuck to sort of see the majority or the bulk of snaps, or is that just kind of how things played out?
We're going to be fairly close, but just the way the circumstance of the rotation in the series worked, he ended up getting a little bit more. But we had some flexibility within that schedule.
Was calling that play, that double move touchdown to Mason right after that interception kind of intentional on your part to you have an opportunity to get that back basically?
Certainly felt like he handled it really well. He hopped back out there. We were moving the ball again right after the interception. We got in a situation where we had a 1st and 10 and had an opportunity to be a little bit aggressive, and I think that's the beauty of these quarterbacks. If we can call it aggressive, take what they give you, and they don't give you those shots, you can find completions underneath it. That's a great way to play.
Can you talk about that play, if you don't mind? Was that something you had seen building a little bit that might work, and then the reactions from both Mason and Tyler?
I think you're just always looking for when or double move opportunities present for yourself, and you're always looking at the DBs, and they're certainly making big time plays, and so there reaches a point where you got to get them settled in a little bit, be aggressive, and those guys did a great job.
What did you like about the 2-minute drill? Because that was his first opportunity. It was a 2-minute drill.
Yeah. Not the script you paint that say, hey, your first drive is going to be a 2-minute drive right before half, but just the way the series worked, that's what presented itself. I thought he just did a really good job. Just found completions, handled it really well, understood the situations, when we can use the sideline, when we can take completions, get in field position, even at the end, understanding that situation where we have no timeouts and, hey, we want to get a shot in the end zone, but if it's not there, we got to protect the field goal opportunity. I thought he did a really good job there.
What was your review of that incomplete pass down the sideline to Kevin Austin? Did you feel like you put that in the right spot, or could have had?
It was close. Yeah, it was close. It was really, really close. Obviously, those are one of those you want back. You're really close, but he responded after it really well.
Can you, from a quarterback's perspective, can you take us through the pick six and what you saw and how he can avoid that?
It'll be a great one for me to see on film. Obviously, you don't get the perfect angle going into this. I thought the corner made a tremendous play. He played really flat, and he never really moved off his spot. And so, certainly something to evaluate.
Tyler said the other day that he thought, especially in the scrimmages, that after a couple weeks of kind of thinking his way through installing plays, that when it became football, he thought he was playing his best. Has that been your internal review as well?
I would say just for all these guys, just when you get to more and more of these call-it situations and these scrimmages that we'll have moving forward with these preseason games, ultimately that's how we play the game. And there's an installation process that we've gone through, certainly when we were in Metairie, and that's all part of the education part of this thing. But ultimately it's about playing games, reacting to situations, and I think our guys are getting more and more comfortable with that.
There were other guys who warmed up that were not playing in the game.
Yes.
What was the reasoning?
Yeah, we just had a plan of action for those guys as far as, they got a little extra work yesterday. They weren't going to play in this game. We just wanted them to go through the routine of pregame with everyone else. And then obviously once they got to the point where they weren't going to play, dress down and support those guys.
How was this experience for you, as your first head coach experience on the field?
Really good process. I think you focus on the process, make sure we're operating at a really high level, just especially the coaching staff on the headsets, on the sideline, all the communication that goes into this thing. I think a lot of good stuff there. Certainly there's things that we're going to learn and grow from in every aspect of this organization.
Kevin, you didn't run the ball very well with the running backs. Does
Yeah.
that make it harder on all the quarterbacks?
No doubt. We certainly feel like we need to run the football better than we did today. Missed some opportunities there. Weren't able to get any explosives really out of it, and so something that we got to focus in. We got to play better in that aspect.
Torricelli, obviously, probably didn't anticipate him getting that
Nope.
many snaps at center, but how did you think he did?
Awesome for him to hop in there that quickly and just essentially play the whole game at center. I mean, your first game in the NFL, preseason football, and then you get thrown in there just like that. His response was phenomenal. I thought he did an incredible job.
And there was Sean McVay said they're trying to work on getting a joint practice with you this coming week. Is that something you anticipate getting done?
We're working through that process right now. Yeah, we'll see. We'll probably get some clarity by the end of today. We're just coming out of this game with the medical aspect of it. We're going to see where we're at.
And just from your perspective, seeing Mason Tipton kind of build on last year and to see this kind of come to fruition in a game is something we haven't seen before. So
Awesome play by him. Phenomenal play. I thought he played really well today as far as just, he played hard, he played aggressive. He's a really good player, and we're excited about his future with us.
Bayless Jones Jr., I know the run game didn't necessarily get off the ground the way that you wanted, but in the passing game and in the return game, he looked like he stood out. What was your impression?
He certainly made some impact plays in this game. The completions where you just find him out in space and he's able to make plays. I mean, that's the beauty of what Bayless presents. And so he did an excellent job there. He did an excellent job in the return game. Certainly he showed well today. All right, all good? All right, thanks, guys. All right, thanks.
Doug, you said Spencer's coming in.
Doug, you said Doug.
All right.
Overall, your general review of how you played, what you think?
Yeah, too much up and down. We started pretty well. Kind of stalled out in a few drives. A couple misreads, just not great execution. Not how you want it. I thought I left some plays out there. As a group, thought we could have been better on third down, and then we got to finish in that red zone after the muffed punt. On 4th and 1. Had some good moments, some bright moments, but got to be more consistent throughout the game.
You said the other day one of the things you wanted to do was use your legs and run when you had opportunities. Yeah. I think you did that like 3 times. Was that a part of your game that you were happy with?
Yeah, I mean, when the lane was there, I tried to take it, and then there was another one where I, misread it and probably should have thrown it, but I tried to run. So it's finding that happy medium, that balance, and just working through your progressions and running when you have to.
You had a nice pass over the middle to Jack Stahl, kind of in the middle of the field. It looked like maybe you were trying to keep him from maybe running into the safety spot. Can you walk us through?
Yeah, it was a little just pop pass up the middle, off play action. Weak side safety came down and was playing in that hole, so I wanted to kind of keep him skinny up the middle. And, I got total confidence in Jack. He'll make that play every time. Keep going at him.
How much pressure is there amongst all the quarterbacks to kind of make that impression as you're all in this competition?
Yeah, I mean, we all want to play well. We all had ups and downs. We all just want to play consistent, move the chains, move the ball, and find ways to score points, and got to be better in that area.
Was that about as much as you figured you were going to play today? Did you guys have like a number of series you were planning on playing?
Oh, yeah, however long I was supposed to be out there, I was just ready to play. I won't go too in depth with the reps and everything, but, got to make the best out of, all the reps you have as a group.
Could you walk us through the strip sack, what you saw in that play?
Yeah, stepped up in the pocket and probably should have took off and run. But, you can't can't hold it too long in there. You got to get out of there, make your decision quick. I put that on me.
I'm sorry. Is there something you can do in that situation just to hold the ball different? I mean, is like, how do you prevent it? Like, what would you do for that not to happen?
Yeah, I mean, if I could have felt that, obviously I would have, tried to get out of there quicker. But he made a good play, shut a block, and got the hand right on the ball. So I just got to hold it tighter or run, get out of there quicker.
Spencer, we've seen Mason do what he did today a lot in camp, this camp, last camp, but like we hadn't really seen that in the game yet. So like, what do you think for him just to kind of make that play in a game setting?
Yeah, it was great to see. He didn't get preseason last year, and he's been having such a great camp. And that play was a very nice play. He ran it perfectly, got the perfect call. Line did a great job with protection. Tyler threw a great ball, and Tip will run by you. He's got speed and a good feel for the game, and he'll be a weapon for sure.
How have you seen him grow since last year when you guys came in together?
Yeah, I mean, his work ethic is the same. He's very determined, reliable guy, knows his stuff. He's just on top of everything. He's a solid dude.
Obviously, everybody tries to get through the preseason unscathed. What was it like, unfortunately, seeing all the injuries?
Yeah, you don't want to see any of your guys go down. So that's just part of the game, though. It's the game we play, and it's going to happen on both sides today. You try to minimize it, but you got to just play. And, you can't half-step because that's when you do get hurt. So, but unfortunate to see that from some of our guys.
How much does it impact you when your starting center for this game goes out 2 plays in, Torricelli comes in? Like, how much does that impact you at all?
Yeah, I was looking forward to being out there with Will, obviously a great vet. And but I thought Torricelli, stepped up to the plate and he played the whole game. And I thought he did a good job. His communication was good. And obviously recently just switched over to center. So for him to come in and play, that's great reps for him. And I thought he did a pretty good job.
Anything else for Spencer?
Thanks, Spencer.
Thank you.
Spencer. Yep.
We'll get Christian and Mason in here as soon as we can. Thank you.
Wagus pack. Thank you.